Our hedging position is around $619 million. We'll continue to take a short-term view because the extreme volatility continues even now. If you look at all the cross currencies moved by around 10% in this quarter, and rupee is also behaving in the same way. It has gone up to 46.30 or so from something around 50 in the end of March. So it is very difficult to take a long-term view in a very volatile environment like this. So we'll continue to take the short-term view.
This is Rahul from Business Today. Could you give me some more background on this, maintaining your margins? What are the specific lines you're talking about that give you perhaps higher margins than the average company margins, in terms of maybe systems integration or the other service lines?
So the margin, first of all, is an aspiration for us. We aspire to be one of the best margins in the industry. We have multiple levers by which we can maintain our margins. Of course, we have service lines like system integration, consulting, enterprise solutions, which some of them giving us higher revenue productivity as well as higher margins. We also have service lines like infrastructure management, independent validation service. They do give us better margin due to their higher level of offshore. So then from a client base, of course, we have clients at varying levels. So, and as I said, we have multiple levers which we can use. It is not only this, it is a pyramid structure of the organization, scale benefits from growth, then the investments we make into other initiatives. So there are multiple levers which we can use to manage our margins.
Hi, this is Shamik again. The volume growth that you've seen, has it come mainly from North America? And how is Europe doing in that?
So from I'll address the North America part of it. We've seen actual volume growth in North America compared to previous quarters, and this is across multiple sectors. We've seen growth in BFSI, we've seen growth in retail, we are seeing growth in the utilities sector, which is benefiting from the increased stimulus packages. We're seeing an improvement in outlook for insurance and healthcare as well.
With respect to Europe, this quarter we have not seen growth, but again, not surprisingly so, because typically there is always a lag effect, and the challenges in Europe continues in terms of demand outlook, unemployment. But however, we are seeing traction in terms of client activity, and this is across sectors, both in UK and the continent. So this dialogue going forward could yield to a pipeline. And we will continue to see, though albeit the growth will pick up, the pace at which the growth will pick up will definitely continue to be muted.
Your number of active clients has gone up by 2, while you've added 35 new clients. So have some of the clients left?
We have a very stringent criteria for considering a client, considering somebody as a client. There is a LTM level revenue threshold which we need to achieve. So it is possible that some of them have gone off that threshold, and that is why this happens. We also have transactional clients, right? Especially in some of them in Finacle, some of them in consulting, who comes through for a couple of transactions before they stabilize into long-term clients. So during those transactions, they might come into the client list and then get dropped off. That is why the net addition and the gross additions are different.
This what you show in the chart, client data?
No, it is an LTM basis.
Last 12 months. So last 12 months you lost out a client of $300 million then.
don't have then?
Yeah. So, our, the largest client gives us now 4.6% of revenues. The size of the top 10 has not changed significantly if you look at from a last 12-month perspective. But definitely the largest client is now 4.6% of revenues. Currency has an impact on this also. The currency movements have an impact on this also.
So in continuation of that, and standalone, you have some client. Means this is the impact actually of this slow subsidiaries, though there is a profit of 102 addition.
No, today almost all the subsidiaries are profitable, except Brazil still is in the growth phase. Otherwise, BPO is profitable, Australia, they have some 7% net margin, Infosys Consulting has 6% net margin, China has 12%. So, almost all the subsidiaries are contributing to the group profits now.
Hello, this is Bipu from Business Standard newspaper. Question for Mr. Krish. You mentioned about you are strengthening, even in this kind of environment also you are strengthening the sales and marketing side. But the expenses last quarter, you can see there is a drop. It's 537 crores compared to 560 crore previous quarter. What is the reason? Does it mean that henceforth now you'll go on increasing your spend on sales and marketing because you are seeing more traction? Thanks.
Partly it is due to currency, and partly, of course, we had to look at some of the marketing related activities and make sure that given the challenging environment in which we are, we need to rationalize some of those things. Going forward, we will look at if the growth is there, definitely we will start spending more on sales and marketing. Our current assumption is that we will continue to invest in building capacity in sales and marketing. We will continue to recruit in sales and marketing. We are expanding our presence in new markets like Middle East, Latin and South America. We are expanding into businesses like government. We are investing in India. We are investing in China. So all those things will continue. We are, of course, tightly managing the business given the environment in which we are today.
Thank you, sir. And the other question is the other income. Can you give an idea? It has gone up quite significantly, 505 crore. What are these incomes? Yeah, the other income has gone up. So from where did you get this number?
No, other income is basically a function of treasury income we get because of the investments we do, and also the exchange variations. If you look at last quarter, in Q1, treasury income was 236 crores. This quarter is 218, but exchange was positive to the extent of 31 crores in the first quarter. Now is only 14 crores. So that's a big difference.
How will increase in sales and marketing expense impact your margins?
Given the growth and the efficiency, if you look at the second half of the year, the impact comes primarily because of the salary and compensation increase we are giving now. We are able to absorb all other increases we're planning. So the impact is primarily due